Welcome back to the WikiBeedia podcast. And today I'm sitting together with Robert Bootsneider here at the Baltic Sea, Robert. And we're looking out on the sea and we're making actually the interview on the most beautiful spot you can imagine. Today we're talking about what we call the WP9 group, the work package number 9. And Raffaella, our colleague, he already earlier on introduced our multi-actor forum. Don't miss out to listen to this podcast, which is explaining everything very nice. But Robert, you invented the word WikiBeedia. Tell us about it.
Okay.
And now you're smiling.
Okay, welcome to everyone. Yes, beautiful view here at the waterfront at the Baltic Sea. WikiBeedia, yes. I mean, this came to my mind really very early when I learned to use Wikipedia. We all know what Wikipedia is. It's a online encyclopedia about everything, yeah. And I always had the dream of having an online encyclopedia on beekeeping, honeybee research, everything bee related. So I mean, Wikipedia could actually cover that, but some things are simply too small maybe to be covered in Wikipedia, and therefore I thought we should make our own encyclopedia, and we call it WikiBeedia.
Yeah, and I mean, that's a good way, narrow place to work on, then we can develop it and then we can see later on what's going to happen with that. So how are we going to make it?
Okay.
How will we produce it? What's the plan?
Okay, first of all, I must also mention the name of my colleague Georg Schaunitzer, who
definitely.
did really most of the technical stuff. He did researches, what software to use, and he decided with good reason to use the Mira Hayes software. I'm also using it now as a user, and what he implemented is really suitable that people like me and even you, Fleming, can
Even
easily
me.
create articles there, upload pictures, make explanations. So we are at that stage already. And the other nice thing is that we are working multilinguistic.
Yeah.
That means, for example, that an article could be there in English as a template. That could be translated, let's say, to German, for example, or to Danish, or to Italian, or to any other language. At the moment, we are focusing on all the official European Union languages, plus Macedonian, plus Chinese. And in that way, Wikipedia also serves as an dictionary for beekeeping terms.
Definitely, but just to get it clear, because I find this so exciting, and I'm really looking forward to see where we will end up. Will we succeed? We will succeed. But is that automated translation, or do we make it in? I mean, human translation, so to say.
Automatic translation is not implemented at the moment. But of course you can copy paste the texts from another translator into the fields.
Yeah.
You also don't need this, and this is what I think is really one of the great things. You don't need to stick with the translation, because maybe in Denmark you are explaining a certain beekeeping related thing differently than the people do in Spain or in Italy, right? So you can upload your own pictures, because you say a hive in Denmark looks like this, and I would say no, in Austria this is a typical Austrian hive.
Exactly.
When we have the entry of hive,
and we have different legislations, we have different laws, we have different traditions, and sometimes we simply just do something because we did that forever. But then you can kind of, look in the Wikipedia and see how they're doing the same subject, or how they're doing in Austria. How
if you can read the language, that's the thing.
Yeah, but you can read the pictures.
Oh yeah, you can read.
And you can make the translation.
Yeah, and you can make the translation again. Yeah, that's true. But let me give you one more example. So, when I'm mentioning the dictionary function, we all know what a hive tool is and how a hive tool looks like, right? But do you know what a hive tool is called in Italian, for example? No, you don't.
No.
So you click on hive tool in English version, or you say hive tool in Danish. Can you please say hive tool in Danish?
En stadekniv.
In German, it would be Stockmeisel. Yeah.
Genau.
So
Genau.
I would search for a Stockmeisel in the German Wikipedia. Sorry, Wikipedia.
Wikipedia,
Say,
yeah.
And then I would click on the language versions, and then I could read how is this thing called in Danish, in French, in Italian, and so on. So we are combining the encyclopedia plus the dictionary function.
Yeah. So how do we fill information in?
That's a good point. At the moment, we are filling Wikipedia with example information, I must say. Within the BGARDS project, I'm asking each work package to provide me a small number of articles from their field of expertise, and these articles will be translated also by the consortium members so that we have a good start for some articles. But definitely it is the aim that we are building a community, and I see this process a little bit later in the project duration, that we really go public, that we are having articles in beekeeping journals, that we are having posters at scientific conferences, that we are going with a tablet or so to beekeepers meetings and show that this technology is there, that it is for free for every beekeeper all around the world to use, and that we want actually a community that is growing, that is saying, I want to write the Varroa article in Swedish, for example.
So it's not just on your shoulders, my shoulders, or the consortium's shoulders. It's on all beekeepers' shoulders, so to say.
For the duration of the project of BGARDS, definitely me and my small team and some others will be like moderators and content creators and overlook the development. But later, I mean, I would never completely disappear from that thing, but later it would really be great if the community itself is moderating and creating content and keeping it updated and so on. So this should really be a gift that is there for the next decades.
It's kind of self-developing. And is it possible for people that find this very interesting already now to sign up to support the group and even offer to write something, or is it after the project?
No, you can already get into contact with us now. Therefore, you should visit, and I haven't even said the address so far. You should visit www.wikibeedia.eu. So Wikipedia as one word, and B, of course, like a bee is.
Exactly. And then it actually turns up, and it looks already now. I mean, when you go to the front page, it's you think, oh wow, this is full of information. So, but we have to work on that.
Maybe we should speak a little bit about the categories, because this is also what we are what we have recently implemented. So, if you don't know what to look for, because maybe it's incomplete at this stage when you're trying to enter Wikipedia, then there is two options. I recommend you first of all to hit the three bars on the left upper corner, and then hit random page, which gives you a random access to any of the existing pages, and this could be of interest. But what we recently implemented are the article categories.
Yes.
And so far we have the categories hive management, for example, hive products, research, bee diseases, and forage.
Yes.
And you can simply click on these links, and then you will receive a long list of articles that are acknowledged to be in one of these categories. So you can also browse through these things, and you can then maybe even export, that's a very simple function, the articles as PDF if you want to share it with friends, or as printed handouts for beekeeper meetings, and so on.
Exactly, you can use it for education as well.
That's
Could
what
be
I
an
think.
handbook where we try to collect all the information that's. So there's kind of no limit, so to say, what we would put in there.
No, that's really something that would interest myself. What article do you want to read, Derek? Name me three. Name me three.
I'm a Varroa freak, so Varroa treatments, and I would be very, very interested to see the small differences, like say oxalic acid trickling. I know in Italy they use a higher concentration, and they are actually trickling in another way than we recommend in Denmark. It could be tradition, it could be maybe a mistake during the years or something like that. So for me, exactly the small details, the small differences, I would love to read that.
So I'm always thinking in what's the name of the article. So I wouldn't say Varroa treatment. Of course, there will be an article called Varroa treatment. But what you meant is more specific, and I liked it more. Which would be oxalic acid trickling, for example.
So that's a
as
category.
one article. No, that's not a category. That's the page, the
article.
article page.
Yes.
So I said, name me 3.
The other thing is actually...
Don't say formic acid now. Think about something completely different.
Lactic acid. No, I'm thinking about how the beekeeping practices, and what I'm thinking about is really how do you move the boxes around during a season. Practical beekeeping, how do I plan to kind of, you could say make a schedule. How do I replace the wax and the boxes and the brood box and put it on the top or in between or underneath, or this is kind of what I call the secrets of beekeeping. And I want to see people doing that. And I would be very, very happy if there could be, you could say, several articles which actually contradict with each other.
Well, there are different methods.
Exactly.
But they don't contradict, but they shall all be written down, I think at least, so that you can browse through and find what's suitable for you.
Because beekeeping is so diverse, and what's best for me does not have to be best for you.
That's true. So that's a second one. I would call that like hive management during the season, or opening up the honey room, or something like that. But give me a third one.
Marketing.
I've never thought about that, but that would fit into the product, into the article category hive products.
Yes.
And marketing, that's a nice thing. Yeah.
So it's not out of our scope, since we are scientific consortium, so to
I'm
say.
not going to write that, but somebody hopefully out there can write something about honey
somebody
marketing.
doing something very nice, of course, yeah.
So if anyone out there has any ideas or says, I want to write that article, or I have an article at hand, please upload that at WikiBeedia. Please visit www.wikibeedia.eu and send an email to the email address that you find there.
So it's not like the old WikiBeedia where you can sign up and then you actually upload it, and then it will be commented, and at the moment it's via you.
No. Of course you can also sign up. If you can do that, we're happy. You can make your own user account and you can upload it your own.
This is lovely product of the BeeGuard. Robert, let's keep in touch when we are developing more on that, and when we need more support from the users and the stakeholders, and then let's develop this very, very nice product. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
See you next time.